Okay, so what you're seeing on screen right now is one of my Battlegrounds games. Spoiler alert, I do actually come in first place in this game, and I thought I'd make a video giving some tips and tricks for Battlegrounds. I am in no way, shape, or form a pro, nor am I claiming that this video will get you to pro. This is just like some simple tips and tricks that might help you get farther and might help you actually win some games or some more games and what have you. So let's get into it. Okay, the first thing when you're picking your hero, you'll either have 2 or 4 to choose from, depending on whether or not you bought the tavern or whether the Battlegrounds season pass. So, yeah, that's actually relevant then. But other than that, let's say you'll have 2 typical heroes. If you do end up going the free route, the heroes, you might want to pick one to help your strategy, but keep in mind that the passive ones I think are a little bit better, honestly. That's just my take because I just like the sort of set him and forget him type approach. But not every hero is created equally. And also, as such, when you go into Battlegrounds, your hero should be treated as icing on the cake, okay? Like just icing on the cake, not as a need to actually use this 100% tooth and nail type thing, okay? The next tip I can give you is don't be afraid to switch strategies, okay? Like, for example, the game you're seeing on screen right now, I started Elemental, but slowly ended up going Dragons. Like, I think it was turn 3 or 4 that I decided to go Dragons because there were just dragons, good dragons in the shop because I was leveling up my shop. Now, sometimes you will get to choose between, well, all the time, most of the time, you get to choose between leveling up a shop and getting a minion, sometimes both. Now, to that effect, I recommend that on tin 1 or 2, if you can get minions that like give you an extra gold or extra something when you sell them, that might be relevant so you have a way out. So you're not stuck in one strategy no matter what. Because the higher level minions are a lot better than the lower level ones, okay? So, like if you level up your tavern all the way to 6, which is the max, each on 3, 4, 5, 6, you'll have infinitely better dragons than you will on 1, with the exception of 1 dragon, but that's neither here nor there. It's 1 dragon that's OP for 1, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a 1-star. Its ability is something like at the beginning of battle against stats equal to your tier. So basically, it's a good dragon to have even on him. But anyway, enough of the dragon talk. Now on turn 2, I believe it's been my experience that the upgrade is always going to be 4 on turn 2. So, and you get exactly 4 gold on turn 2. So, you'll have a choice to make. really just depends. Usually, if I have a death rattle ability, I will upgrade. Or even if I don't, sometimes I will think it's worth taking the 1 or 2 damage. Because upgrading early game can be better because right now your opponents only have like 1 star, 2 star minions, and maybe just 1 or 2 of them. So even if they beat all of your minions, they're only doing like a total of 5 damage, 10 damage. And then there's the damage cap, which for the first few turns you'll have 5 and then 10 damage cap. So they can't do more than 5, then they can't do more than 10 damage to you. 10-4 is always good for stabilizing, in my humble opinion. You could try to stabilize on 10-5. Try to keep in mind who you're going against. You can always hover over all of your teammates, or rather opponents, teammates. You can hover over all of your opponents on the left-hand side. Now, personally, I would recommend, I don't know. I was going to say I'd recommend playing this on the PC if available, but that's only because a friend of mine, she's having the problem that she can't see character names while on mobile, as well as she can't see what the damage cap is at. Because anytime you hover over anyone on the left on PC, you can see what the damage cap is. It would show it in the bottom, the bottom of the screen when you hover over. And of course, you can see the names of every minion. So, yeah, that, I don't know if that's just an issue with the app or if that's how it's supposed to be, if there's going to be an update fixing that. But yeah, I can tell you that from the looks of it, I'm having an infinitely better experience on PC. So but that's neither here nor there, I suppose. But yeah, in dragons, don't be afraid. This is probably my final tip, which is probably the biggest tip. Don't be afraid to mix, like, say you have a total of, say, 6 dragons. The 7th one, don't be afraid to have it be a non anything, just like a regular non-dragon, non-murloc, non-anything, just there. As long as it has a good enough ability, it doesn't need to be the same as your other one. Yeah. So, yeah, the strongest ones in this game. Oh, yeah. Bonus tip. Okay. Speaking of strongest ones, don't be afraid to actually pick different than everyone else, okay? Because if you hover over everyone, you can see the majority of what they have. If they have an even number of different creatures, they would say mixed creatures and mixed minions, rather. But it will generally say if they have dragon, murloc, beast, whatever, what they have the most of. Well, don't be afraid to pick whatever you want, because in this particular game that you've been seeing on screen right now, I went elementals in the beginning, but then I changed to dragons. No one else was doing dragons in this particular game. Literally no one. So much so I even started questioning myself if I made the right call switching to dragons. And it turns out I did indeed make the right call. So yeah, that's just some tips and tricks for Battlegrounds that I've discovered. As mentioned in the beginning, I am in no way a pro, nor do I claim that you'll become a pro instantly by watching this. Maybe there's just some tips that you can pick up on, some things like, I didn't know that. So yeah, hopefully this helps you. I'm not sure if this is going to be helpful years from now or not. Ideally, it will be, but if it's not, I fully understand that as well. But yeah, I'm going to end it off here. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.